Yes, but no problem now. No problem. Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead.
All
Share,
right. Let's just
share.
keep going.
Yeah, share.
I'm. I have a Word file open
Mm,
that I want to show you, but
mm,
I just want to show you this sentence. Okay.
mm,
This is quite a difficult conditional sentence.
mm,
Like this. Okay. If you open your chat box,
mm.
maybe you can see it in your chat box.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I see
Like
the.
this. We have the past perfect tense. If he had not won, he
Mm,
would have been put in prison. But
mm,
what I don't understand is that he didn't win 1 year ago. He only won a few
mm,
days ago.
mm.
So why was he not put in prison 6 months ago?
Because he claimed that because I think in the democratic uh, equality. Yeah, he said, okay, of course, I lost the court case, but this is unfair to me. That this is because the Joe Biden government have the political enhancement to me, and let me not to run the president. Yeah, so I have the
But
right
that
to.
shouldn't matter.
Yeah,
But that shouldn't matter. If you go to court
yeah,
and you lose,
yes,
surely straight away you should be put in prison, you know?
yes.
Like for example, if I rob a bank,
Yes.
okay, and then I am taken to court for robbing a
Mm,
bank,
mm,
then in the court
mm,
I lose my case
mm.
and the jury decides definitely this man has robbed a bank.
Yes.
I
Yes.
cannot say, oh, this is not fair. It doesn't matter. I've lost
Political.
my
You have
case.
the political reasons for me.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
doesn't matter, right? I will still
Yeah.
go to prison, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not. It doesn't make
Yeah.
sense to me.
Doesn't
I
make
don't
sense. You
understand.
have the political reasons for me. Let me.
Yeah. Well,
You
it's
just want to stop me
such.
to run the president, but no,
Yeah, it's
there are no
nonsense.
connection. I don't know
No, I
too.
agree.
Yes.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me show you what I
Mm.
wrote.
Mm.
Okay. This is I wrote one page
Mm.
to summarize
Mm.
how I feel about Donald Trump. Yeah.
Mm.
Shall I read it to
Yes.
you,
Yeah.
or you want
You
me
read
to
that. You read
read
that. You read that.
it
You
to
read.
me, or
You read that. You read that. I want you
yeah?
to read. Yeah.
Okay, just to summarize, and
Yeah.
then below we have lots of points that we can discuss together. Okay.
Yes.
So this is my opinion. In my
Mm.
opinion, Trump is a disgusting, evil, corrupt, ignorant man
Mm.
who has tricked a
Mm.
large percentage of the American public that he can make America great again.
Mm.
Okay? I think that the fact that he has so many supporters
Mm.
shows a lot about the state of America in terms of education, policies, and economics.
Mm.
Meaning that the education for American people is terrible.
Mm.
The policies of America are very bad. And the economics of America are in a bad way because there are so many poor people. The country is clearly in a bad way.
Mm.
What is called America, in my opinion, was initially created, or rather stolen, because America to me is a stolen country. It was stolen by a group of people who, in contrast to popular opinion, did not move there to escape religious persecution. They went there because they wanted to be able to create a country in which they could force people to follow their own religious ideas. I say this because many people have the idea that people went to America originally from Europe and from Britain and other countries because they felt that they were being persecuted, you know. They felt that they were victims in their own countries. And they escaped to try to find a better place where they could be free to practice in the way they wanted their own religion. But actually, I don't believe this. I believe that the forefathers of America, the people who went there originally, they felt that they were not able to force people to follow their own ways in England. So they went to America to create a country where they could force people to follow their own way. Anyway,
firstly, and secondly, they want to have the opportunity because at that time, America is empty, is less population, and lots of lands, and a lot of land. So a lot of land means opportunity. Yes,
that's right. And they had guns.
They have guns. Yes, they have guns. Yes.
And the Native Americans, the Aboriginal people of America, the Bundayan, the real American people, only had bows and arrows. So it was very easy for them to go and kill the local people and take over their land, right?
Understand.
So you know, I feel I've always felt quite negative about America in this way, that you know, I mean, please don't misunderstand me. I think that the British people also did many bad things around the world. I think I've shared this with you before. But at the same time, I think America, the way that America was founded, is a bit different to the way that Britain. I mean, Britain did many bad things in their colonies. You know, they went and they killed many people around the world, and they took over different areas. But America is a little bit different to that. So anyway, okay, I'll carry on. It is unimaginable to me that such a criminal could be elected as president a second time, even after it has been proved very clearly that he has, one, been an awful president, two, broken a ridiculous number of laws, three, incited riots and encouraged his supporters to storm the Capitol, and four, shown his true colors of racism and sexism. And I think these four things just make it that I cannot imagine how come America can allow a man like this to be president. And the list continues, all the things that he's come back. So I want to share a few points about him. Okay, one, I watched a little bit of his TV series. Do you know The Apprentice? Have you ever seen The Apprentice?
I think I know what you say. Yes, I know what you say. Yeah.
It's the thing that his famous line was, "You're fired."
You are fired. You are fired. Yes. Yes.
You know this about him, okay? Yes. Simply because I was curious about him. At that time, he was becoming quite famous, and I was interested. I wondered, what is this? How come this man is becoming popular? I found it almost unbearable to watch. I did not like watching it. Due to his arrogance and what seemed to be hatred for others. He seemed to hate other people that he considered to be less intelligent than him. However, he seems to me to be an absolute fool. Like, he thinks that other people are stupid, and he talks to people like everybody is stupid. But actually,
because he is the second generations of the rich, of the billionaire. Yes. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
His father was German, basically.
Yes. Okay.
So he is not. I mean, like, you know, he doesn't like immigrants, but he is an immigrant. He comes from a family of immigrants. His mother was Scottish and his father was German. So he is an immigrant to America, and yet now he puts himself above everybody else. He looks down on all the immigrants. He always talks about the Mexicans, right? Okay. He sometimes cannot pronounce English very well.
Really?
Sometimes his spoken English is not very good.
Okay.
And he seems to get mixed up with his understanding of different countries around the world.
Okay.
I mean, you know, I don't claim to understand history, and I don't claim to know about governments and countries around the world. I never claim that. I'm an English teacher. But he is a president of the United States, so he should know about all the countries in the world, right? If you're going to be the president, you should know about all the countries. But anyway, I think he is really not as smart as he makes out. Like, he pretends to be very smart. I don't think he's very smart. In addition, although he is perceived to be a great businessman, he actually inherited his wealth. He didn't make the money for himself. He got it from his father. And he has declared bankruptcy many times. Do you know he has declared bankruptcy 6 times?
Yes. Bankruptcy in Hong Kong and USA are not the real bankruptcy. I'm I'm working in the accounting field. They are technically transfer his wealth because they don't want to repay the debt to the debtors, and then
That's right.
he transfer his money to the related parties, and then he become low money and he become bankruptcy and doesn't need to repay to the debtor. Yeah, the debtors are the victims.
Absolutely right. But for some reason, it seems that some people think he's a good businessman because they don't realize that actually he's not. He was given, like, he borrowed a load of money from his father when his father was alive to start his business. And then he didn't pay back his father. And then when his father died, he inherited a lot of money from his father. And that's how he got really big in business. He used his father's money. But then he borrowed again and again and again from the government and from banks, loads of different banks, and then just declared bankruptcy. But I don't know why. People kept lending him money. Anyway, I think this sentence here, I think he has stayed wealthy by being corrupt, deceiving people, and breaking the law a lot.
What is deceiving people? Harm people?
Tricking. Tricking.
Tricking. Cheat money. Cheat money.
Cheating, tricking, like, like if I tell you, like I want to make a business and actually I have a lot of companies and I'm very smart at business and I'm very wealthy, maybe you can lend me 100 million, right?
Okay.
But actually somehow I managed to trick you that I have very good business sense in my head. Actually, he's not a good businessman. I think he's a terrible businessman. If you look at the history of his business, he has just lost again and again and again. He's not a smart businessman. Anyway, he is clearly not much of a family man. Like, I respect people who are good, like family people. Yeah, I think that's a good thing about any man, because he has had 5 different children with 3 different wives. This is not a good sign. You have lots of children, but with lots of different women. This is not a good thing, He is infamous for not being very faithful, right? People know that he is not a very faithful person. He likes other women. He likes to play around with other women. And his current wife, Melania Trump, has a look in her eyes which seems to show that she despises him. I think she hates him.
Really?
His children, I think so, yeah.
Yes,
if you look
why?
at the way that they are together, I think he is not a nice man. I think if you look at the way that they are when they're together, it's not a loving relationship.
It's not because his current wife love his money, just love his money. This correct?
Well, I mean, his current wife is an immigrant who probably wanted maybe not just money, but maybe, a way to stay in America and have a good life for her children. I don't really know if she's a bad person, but certainly she is, he's had 2 wives, his first wife and his third wife. They are immigrants to America. One Ivana is Russian, and Melania, I can't remember where Melania is from, but I think she's Eastern European.
Yes, Eastern European. Yes.
Yeah, so they're like beautiful models who want to live in America, and he promised them lots of things, right? And then they gave him children, and then he treated them badly, and then move on to another one, and then cheated on them, and then move on to another one. He's not a good man like that. Anyway, if I remember correctly, I didn't check the details, but I think he had a child with his second wife before divorcing his first wife. So when he was with his first wife, he already had a child with his second wife. He then got married after that child was born, or at least after the child was conceived, at least after they made the child, right? Then he got married to the second one. Okay? During his first term, now this is the last little bit that I wrote, okay? I tried to think, why? Why does America do this? So I tried to think about this. Well, during Trump's first term as president, America was much stronger than it is now. America now is in a much worse situation. It was a time before the pandemic, before Russia invaded Ukraine, and before Israel's current wars. Americans wish that they could go back to those times. They felt that those were happier times when Trump was first in power. For some reason, they do not seem to blame him for all the shit that has happened since then. So many of them are unhappy with the state of the country. Many people in America are living much poorer and tougher lives than their parents, grandparents, and ancestors did.
Mickey, what if ancestors? What is ancestors? Parents, grandparents, and ancestors.
Your ancestors are the generations before that you didn't know. So they could be great-great-grandparents, great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents, going back. Like you knew your grandparents, but you didn't know your great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, right?
No.
So when America was first started in the gold rush in California, right? In 1846 or something like that? Was it 14? I can't remember when it was, but the gold rush in America, lots of people rushed to America to get gold because they found gold in the Mississippi River. It must be somewhere like that. And so those people did really well, and they were very rich, right? When America started, the people were very rich. So those people, they think that's why he has this thing, make America great again, because America was such a wealthy, powerful country. No other country could fight against them, and the people had good lives, big houses, they ate a lot of steak, big meals, they became very fat, these huge cars, right? Everything was like big about money, and they did really well. And so when they compare their lives now with lives that their grandparents and their grandparents before, they think, why is America like this? So they're very unhappy. There are so many people who are living not good lives in America. They're going and buying cheap, rubbish food. They don't have good lives. So anyway, the last thing. So they believe Trump. For some reason, American people believe him, who just keeps repeating the story that he can restore America to its previous glory. Because America before was this glorious country. The other countries in the world, wow, America is so great. They produce movies from Hollywood. They show everybody in the world how great they are, right? And so the American people were very proud of their history, and they thought, and now they don't feel proud. They feel that America is in a terrible way, and it is. America is not in a good way now. Unfortunately, I think things are just going to get much worse with him as president again. I mean, we've already seen like the bad things that he's done, but I think he's going to do much worse things. So anyway, I below. That's all I wrote. Okay, but